Hi, I'm Jennifer Olson with Develop Solutions. Congratulations, you just signed up for my free webinar. Look in your inbox for details soon. And in the meantime, watch this short video. It is the first of 3 videos that contains pertinent information that you need to get ready for next week's webinar. This is information that will not be repeated through this series or in the webinar, and it's information you absolutely need if you want to get paid more for what you do. So go ahead and get a pencil and a piece of paper so that you can take notes throughout our time together. Now in this first video, we'll be talking about the first keys to help you stop undervaluing yourself, get paid more without the fear of rejection and without working harder, giving you more freedom and flexibility to live the life that you want to live. Okay, now close your eyes. No, really, it's okay. Just take a moment and close your eyes. Now imagine that you're a professional with a reputation for being the best in your field, in your area. You're that go-to person, that go-getter that takes on job after job and gets it done easily and effectively. And no matter what job you take on, you just knock it out of the park because you're confident, you're articulate, you're knowledgeable, yet you're friendly and approachable. You build relationships easily and colleagues like and they respect you. You're absolutely invaluable to your clients and to your employer, and you're indispensable. So in a short amount of time, you're able to ask for a raise. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, 50% more than when you came into the job. How does that sound? Now go ahead and open your eyes. Does that sound too good to be true? I might think so, except for that's exactly what happened to me, and something I've repeated many times over. So my story is that when I started in my field, I had a degree, I had a lot of work experience, but not in the field that I was going into. So I had to get an entry-level job. But I didn't want to start at that pay, so I worked really hard, and in a short period of time, in less than a year, I was able to ask for a raise and get it. And I got it at 40% more than what I was hired in at. And I repeated this over and over and over again. And so, in looking back, I really wanted to know what led to that success. And I'm going to tell you that number 1, I was able to display my value. My resume was tight, as was my cover letter. I dressed the part, and I showed up looking like I knew what I was doing. Number 2, I was able to demonstrate my value. When I got on site, I knew the job, I did it better than anybody else, and I took on any other job that I could do to show that I deserved to be there. And number 3, I was able to communicate my value. I let people know what I was contributing at any time, how well it was going, and what else needed to be done at every time. So then when I had the opportunity to ask for the raise, people knew the value I was bringing to the table, and they knew they didn't want to let me go. I want that for you. So why did I want to do this webinar? Well, I wanted to help my friends and my peers, the same people who I'm seeing out at lunches every day. They're therapists, they're coaches, they're entrepreneurs, they're employees at different companies. There are people who are talking to me about how hard it is to get paid what they're worth. And they're the same people that when they're talking with a client, they're giving away their services for free or at a discount. Or if they work for a company, they're spending a lot of extra time on jobs and they're not getting paid what they're worth. The second reason I want to do this is as a leader and as a manager, when people did have the confidence to come and ask for a raise, they made colossal mistakes that completely jeopardized their ability to get a raise. And there's not enough information out there of how to do this correctly. And so finally, the reason I wanted to do this webinar was for people just like you, those type A high achievers who've been struggling to get paid what they're worth, struggling to get that promotion, to get recognized for their expertise that they bring to the table and for being a leader in their industry. I wanted to help people just like you. So to get you started in that process today, I'm going to talk about the first lesson, which is how to display your value. Number 1, know who you are. What's your purpose? Why do you get out of bed every morning? What are your values? And what are your strengths? Because that's going to define the real you, the authentic you, the you that people want to follow as a leader. So know those things. Number 2, know who you want to be or what you want to do. So that means know your industry, Know what job you're seeking or what job you want to be a part of. Know the compensation range, right? So what's the low side of that range and what's the high side of that range? And number 4, know where you want to go. So today you might be a receptionist. What you know you really want to do long term is be a salesperson. So how do you do that? What are the skills you'll need along the way, and how do you get there? Once you know who you are and know what you want to do or be, the third thing is to reflect that person on the outside. So look the part. If you're going to be a salesperson, what does that look like? How do you reflect that in an authentic way for yourself, yet still look the part? 2, walk the talk. So if you're going to have a value of integrity, by all means, you need to reflect that on the outside. If one of your values is to have an open door policy and be accessible to people, don't close your door every day without posted hours of how they can connect with you. You need to be reliable and trustworthy, so walk that talk. And the third piece under reflecting who you are is embodying all of those qualities as part of who you are each and every day. So confidence, believability, and trust. This is personal presence that you use each and every day with people that then conveys that message of confidence, trust, and believability. If you're not sure how to get this piece, hang on, we'll talk about it a little bit more in future videos and in the webinar, so I won't leave you hanging. But those 3, know who you are, know what you want to do or be, and then reflect it on the outside. So at this point, I know I've thrown a ton at you. So to help you in doing some of these things and getting to know how to display your value, I'm going to offer you a free compensation guide that will give you a series of links to find that information about, if you're in an area, how much a specific job or job responsibilities, what that pay range will be, okay? So in just a minute, I'll tell you how to get that. But in the meantime, I just want to reiterate how important it is to know this information about yourself. I had a young woman who used to work for me. She was an HR manager. She was amazing at what she did. I depended on her every day for HR things as well as all things operational. She's an amazing employee. But what she really thought she wanted to do was to be a teacher. She wanted to work with kids. So as part of her professional development, we talked about how she could get certified and then also what that salary range would be. What she found out was that she would be making a lot less money than she did as an HR manager. And after spending several weeks thinking about it, she came back and she said, you know, as much as I want to do this, or I thought I wanted to do this, what's more important to me, what's a higher value for me, is financial freedom. And I cannot have financial freedom if I am making less than $40,000 a year. And that's a truth that had to be acknowledged by her in order for her to understand where she wanted to go. So take a minute, find out what your value is and who you want to be, and then go forward. Because then you'll know all the information you need to know to get paid more and to get more out of your benefits package or from your field if you're an entrepreneur. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. At the bottom of your screen, you see a button. Click that and you'll get your free compensation guide. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.